All praises to the Most High God, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. How you doing, brothers and sisters? Brothers and sisters, all right, the Christians that dwell on the Debate Talk for You platform, on the videos that Josh, I'm not going to do I'll probably do a part 2 another time if I feel the need to, but brothers and sisters, the Christians on Debate Talk for You are completely bogus. I'll show you how. So, before I get into that, brothers and sisters, thank you for the support. Always, as usual. I'm going to show you something. So, some of the Christians, like there was some guy on the Debate Talk for You platform he says, I can go to the comments. It's on the latest video with the one with Josh and Zadok. So I go on the page. I'm the first guy to make a comment. So I bring up a scripture and I show it in the New Living. We're going to go over that too. And the Christians just sidestep that totally and was like, oh, here comes the troll. Okay, no problem. Don't forget, I had 4 debates, and I only knew of one person. That guy is Judah and that's Surah. The other people said that they would debate me. So the Christians, the 3 Christians who I didn't know, are basically filling the other Christians with, don't debate Rob, it'll be a waste of your time, things like that, right? Well, let me show you something, okay, before we get into it. All right, so just because you see the title and it says Rob Rack, fellow Christians, trust me, there are people who have my back according to the Torah and the Tanakh, okay? There are brothers and sisters who help me out, okay? Like in the last debate with Brother Josh, Brother Jeremiah, he held down the chat room. Yes, he held down the chat room with some other brothers and sisters. So any Christians on the chat room got smashed. Brothers helping me out, brothers and sisters sending me scriptures, okay? And, things to ask them this. Okay, ask them that. Okay, so the Christians, you Christians out there, are learning the hard way that when you're dealing with when you're dealing with people who are dealing with the Most High only, you're gonna lose. Okay, so I'm gonna see if debating Rob is a waste of time. Okay. So what do we have here? The Debate Talk for You platform. See this? Our Tanakh only Hebrews. Okay. This is the video that I left the comments on, and the Christians are getting upset. Oh yeah, another thing. So there's one specific Christian on here who, okay, brothers and sisters, look, this is the weird part about a Christian. Okay, there's one Christian who leads, I'm gonna call him Bible Humper. Or her. It could be a her. I have no idea. But most likely it's probably a dude, probably. So this person would say things like, oh yeah, Rob Crack or Rob Cracked Out is a troll and is stupid and, things like this. And I'll just post a scripture and then he'll say, see, this guy is stupid or whatever. And then I'll come back and be like, fuck you, you piece of shit. Oh, see, and then he'd come back. I knew you weren't spiritual. See, brothers and sisters, this is a Christian for you. See, a Christian will instantly forget that they lit the fuse. Okay, so when you pop off, all of a sudden it's, oh my God, see, these fireworks aren't safe. A Christian So, brothers and sisters, Jesus, well, that's how Jesus gets people killed, because, people think that Jesus is going to jump out of the sky and, stop things from happening. But Christians will, let me give you an example. Christians will stand out on a corner and talk rhetoric and wish death on people. And when somebody says, wish death on me, well, that's weird, because I wonder if you had the means to put me to death. When you say that, would you do it? You see, so, like some people don't take certain things lightly. Okay, let me side note. So let me give you an example before I go. And so it's like this. It's like, say if I was standing outside and, it's like a large group of people. So somebody gets upset for some apparent reason and says, I'm going to shoot everybody out here. Now, if I'm part of everybody, then I have the right to say, well, it looks like I'm going to have to defend my life. So before I would have to defend it, I might as well take offense and make sure that I don't have to defend. Okay, so that's what Christians do. They don't realize that they say stupid shit like that. Like, oh, Rob crack. So then when Rob says, fuck you, oh man, this guy, he's, this and that. All right, no problem. But that's just weird about Christians. So let's see. And there's another Christian on there that says, see, Brother Josh don't know that. He says, Brother Josh, Josh is not my brother. He says, Josh doesn't know the New Testament. No, the first comment he made, okay, he didn't make his own comment on his own thread. He went to one of my threads. So he goes, man, you know what? I'll go over those comments. So we're going to go over some of the comments and stuff. Okay, so let me see. Which one? All right, look at the views. Forget this, brothers and sisters. So these Christians say debating Rob is a waste of time. Who is this? Don't know. Who is this? Don't know. Who is this? Don't know. Who is this? Okay, so Rob and Brother Josh got it. Okay, so the debate with Rob got 1,000 views. Okay, no problem. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for the support. All right, so look, okay, I'm not trying to, okay, here's another debate. Oh, 943. Okay, so if you take the 43 from this and add it to that, it's 86. So it's getting close to 1,000 views. See, Messianic speak, this, non-Messianics, this, Brother Jason, hey, Brother Jason, 118 views. Okay. Oh, look, Job was an Edomite, proven by the Bible. Okay, so he knows Job is an Edomite, but you don't know that Jesus is fake. Josh, for real? So 284 views, right, Josh? 2 hours of absolute Bible truth, 284 views. No problem. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see what else we got. Wait a minute. Here's another video with 1,000 views. Let me see what it says. Oh, okay. Brother Rob, Brother Judah. All right. Wait a minute. Jesus Christ according to the biblical text with Israel doctrine, 1,000 views. Okay, brothers and sisters. So the 4 debates I have are averaging 1,000 views per video. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for the support. Thank you for showing links, spreading links to have people to come watch the videos. Like I said, none of this would be possible without the Most High, and none of it will come to fruition without your help, brothers and sisters. So thank you. This isn't about me. This is a us thing. Okay? So, like, when you see, when you see a team, they might have one person. Oh, this guy, he's the leader of the team. No, he's working with a team. Whoever the people choose to say, well, this guy must be the... I can't control that. Okay? So let's get into you know this. Okay, so people like Sakari, right, says that debating Rob would be a waste of his time. This was on my, this is what, 10 months ago. Okay, so this is putting this in your title gets views. I wonder why. Okay, so for some people, you have to be you can't just be some regular guy and then go, Rob Rack is an idiot and then come with like 5 verses, and it's not going to work like that. So, brothers and sisters, people like Sakari like to say things like this. Rest in peace tribute to Rob Rack. All right. So this guy, Sakari, he says it's a waste of his time to debate me, but yet, Sakari, you have at least 10 to 20 videos dealing with me, even though maybe half of them are directly dealing with me and the other half are directly trying to refute the information that I brought out in the past. All right. So, I was supposed to go over some of the comments in the thing. So, brothers and sisters, in that one video, the first video on the debate talk for you, the most recent one with Zadok and Josh, look at the comments on that page. Okay, so we're going to go to, first of all, let's go to here first. Oh, look, this is the King James Version, because we're going to look at some other versions. This is Exodus 17 and 16. Now, I want you guys to read this, and let's try to use critical thinking. A lot of people say you can't just take one verse out of context. Okay, I'm not. For he said, because the Most High, sorry, it looked like it wasn't going to focus. Okay. For he said, because the Most High has sworn that the Most High will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Okay, do you guys get this, brothers and sisters? The Most High says he's going to have war with Amalek from generation to generation. So, say if a generation was 30 years, okay? Let's just say a generation is 30 years. A generation might be 25 years, but matter of fact, let's just see what, I'll just do it here. How long is a generation? We also generally accept that the length of a generation was closer to 20 years when humans made it younger and life expectancies were shorter. Well, that's weird, because Joshua lived to be 110, and I'm pretty sure that was thousands of years ago. So let's just say in between 20 to 30 years, okay? All right. So, the Most High is going to have war with Amalek every 20 to 30 years. Watch this. So we got that, Exodus 17 and 16, right? Okay, no problem. This is, people say, oh, you don't go deep. Okay, if you guys don't even understand, there's people who don't even understand simple things. Watch this. An Ammonite or Moabite should not enter into the congregation of the Most High, even to their 10th generation. They should not enter into the congregation of the Most High forever. Okay? Forever, brothers and sisters. An Ammonite, whoever the Ammonites or Moabites are, I don't know. I'm not going to say this is the Japanese and this is the Chinese, or this is the Palestinians and this is a group of Arabs. No. Whoever the Ammonites are or the Moabites are, I know they're not Israelites. Okay? So why won't they be allowed into the congregation? Because this is what happened in the past. Because they met you not with bread and water in the way. Because when we're in the wilderness, you know, when you walk in, if we walked from United States all the way to Brazil, okay, the whole black population of America just walked through Central America till we got to Brazil. And the people in Central America, you get it, did not help us. Like, man, we need some food and water. Okay? Because they met you not with bread and water in the way when ye came forth out of Egypt, and because they hired against thee Balaam, the son of Beor, Pethor of Mesopotamia, to curse thee. So these Ammonites and Moabites try to get some witch doctor to throw curses on us. Okay? Nevertheless, the Most High thy power will not hearken to Balaam. So that means that when you throw curses out, the Most High can hear them. But does he have to listen? Nevertheless, the Most High thy power would not hearken unto Balaam. You know what that means? Hearken, listen. So if you won't listen, that means you do hear. You just, you know how when your child says, I want some potato chips. You hear them, but you're like, you ain't getting no damn chips. Shut up. Sit down. Okay? Nevertheless, the Most High thy power would not hearken unto Balaam. But the Most High thy power turned the curse into a blessing. A confirmation that he heard the curse and said, let me see what this curse is about. Oh, you want the Israelites to die or something of that nature, right, Balaam? Well, let me take that. So I'm going to flip it. You want them to die, I'm going to make them live. You get it? Turned it into a blessing because the Most High thy power loved thee. Okay, let me show you how else somebody can do something negative and it turn to a positive. Say if you're working at a job and the white people are, the white people are like doing things that make you want to leave. Like you come back, like you show up to work 10 minutes early and they start reprimanding you because you should be at work 15 minutes early. And you're like, I can't even clock in until the time starts. So you harping that I'm not early enough? You see what I'm saying? Things of that nature. So then you might get fired. Then when you get fired, you found out that they shouldn't have fired you in that way. So they got to pay you, $25,000. Okay, the Most High turned that curse into a blessing. Okay? Watch this. Thou shalt not seek their peace, nor their prosperity, all thy days forever. Brothers and sisters, Deuteronomy 23 was spoken to the 12 tribes. Okay? That's all the tribes, brothers and sisters. It wasn't just spoken to Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and Zebulun. No, all 12. Okay, so look, thou shalt not seek their peace, nor their prosperity, all thy days forever. All right, so brothers and sisters, there are people out there who think that Jesus gave Moses the 10 Commandments and Jesus gave Moses the law. Okay, if some people do believe that, okay, that which is weird. Thou shalt not seek their peace, nor their prosperity, all thy days forever. All right. Deuteronomy 23 and 3 through 6. We have the Moabites and Ammonites, and we also have Amalek. So the Most High is going to have war with Amalek, generation to generation. Also, this is simple. Ammonites and Moabites are not allowed in the congregation, all right? Okay, so that's simple. That's basic. Now let's see something weird, okay? Wait, before we go there, that's the King James Version. Now let's see how crazy the New Living Translation sounds. Let's see if it's crazy. No Ammonite or Moabite or any of their descendants for 10 generations may be admitted to the assembly of, I'm going to read it as written, of the Lord. These nations did not welcome you with food and water when you came out of Egypt. Instead, they hired Balaam, son of Beor, Peor, in distant Aram Naharim to curse you. But, read it as written, but the Lord your God refused to listen to Balaam. He turned the intended curse into a blessing because the Lord your God loves you. As long as you live, you must never promote the welfare and prosperity of the Ammonites or Moabites. Okay, I get that. The New Living Translation. Okay, so let's go to the New Testament. Wow, New Living Translation. Okay. See, blibbity blop, boppity blip, blop, blibbity blop, blappity blip, yippity yap, crippity crap. What is going on here? What is this? Uh-oh. For Christ himself has brought peace to us. He united Jews and Gentiles into one people. Wait a minute. He even united the Israelites with the Moabites and Ammonites and Amalek? Wait a minute. He did? Okay, no problem, because it says it right here in Ephesians. He united the Jews. The Jews is supposed to mean Israelites, right? So he united the Jews, or unless you want to say just the house of Judah. Okay, so let's just say either or, however you take it, in the Gentiles. Gentiles mean nations. So he united, so he made a one world. Uh-oh, what happened in the Tower of Babel? Never mind. Blasphemy. He united Jews and Gentiles into one people. Oh, like America? Well, never mind. Let's keep reading. He united Jews and Gentiles into one people when, in his own body on the cross, he broke down the wall of hostility that separated us. Okay, so Amalek and the children of Israel, who posted war from generation to generation, Jesus, when Jesus was on the cross, the Most High must be like, well, I'm changing now, so Malachi was wrong. And I'm just going to allow Moabites and Ammonites in the congregation. Okay. He did. Now, how did he do this? How did Jesus do this? How did Jesus break down the wall of hostility that separated us? You ready, brothers and sisters, for complete blasphemy? Let me preface this by saying Jesus is trash. Jesus is not even Israelite. He's not an Israelite. You know how I know? He did this by ending the system of law with its commandments and regulations. No way. Now, maybe I'm taking this out of context. Wait a minute. He did this by ending the system of law. This is how he broke down the wall of hostility, because the children of Israel were following the laws, statutes, and commandments. But when Jesus, in his own body on the cross, he did it by ending the system of law with its commandments and regulations. That's the New Living Translation. He made peace between Jews and Gentiles by creating in himself one new people from the two groups. Uh-oh. If this isn't blasphemy. But he brought this good news of peace to you Gentiles. Together as one body, Christ reconciled both groups to God by means of his death on the cross, and our hostility toward each other was put to death. Really? Wait a minute. Did a white man punch a protester at the Donald Trump rally and then got on social media and said, if we see him again, we're going to kill him? Oh, maybe. Together as one body, Christ reconciled both groups to God by means of his death on the cross, and our hostility toward each other was put to death. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. What happened on Black Wall Street? Maybe those black people on Wall Street were running around killing white babies and hanging them on trees and cutting them out of stomachs. Wait a minute. Let me see this again. Together as one body, Christ reconciled both groups to God by means of his death on the cross, and our hostility toward each other was put to death. Wait a minute. How did the Israelites go into slavery? Wait a minute. Because if he ended the hostility, people wouldn't even want to put us in captivity, even if we were breaking the law, statutes, and commandments, because the hostility towards each other was put to death, right? How is all this possible? Oh, he did this by ending the system of law with its commandments and regulations. That's weird. Hold on now. Ephesians 2:15. B-I-B-L-E Hub. Bible Hub. Let's see. Yes. Parallel verses. See, let's see. This is the NIV. By setting aside in his flesh the law with its commands and regulations. His purpose was to create in himself one humanity out of the two, thus making peace. Weird. Okay, we went over the New Living Translation. By abolishing the law of commandments expressed in ordinances. What? By abolishing in his flesh the law of commandments and decrees, having annulled in his flesh the law of commandments, by abolishing in his flesh the enmity, which is the law of commandments contained in ordinances. Oh my goodness. He rendered the law inoperative, along with its commandments and regulations. What? No way. Wait a minute. Is there a verse? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Something is strange. What does Matthew 5:17 say in the New Living Translation? Don't misunderstand why I have come. I did not come to abolish the law of Moses or the writings of the prophets. No, I came to accomplish their purpose. What? Wait a minute. Let me make sure. Let me go to King James Version. Let me see what Matthew 5:17 says in the King James Version. Think not that I am come to destroy the law of the prophets. I have not come to destroy, but fulfill. Okay, so that kind of says the same thing. Okay, no problem. Let me see if Jesus said that. Oh, okay, cool. So Jesus said that he didn't come to change the law, but Ephesians says abolish the law. Okay? All right. So that's strange. Okay. I'm going to show you something else real quick, brothers and sisters. This is the book of Mark, chapter 16. A lot of people like to, see, look, it goes all the way down to 20. See that, brothers and sisters? I didn't write this. Okay. Let's type in, what? Codex Sinaiticus. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Codex Sinaiticus is one of the most important books in the world, handwritten well over 1,600 years ago. Oh, okay. CodexSinaiticus.org. Let's just check out some of this stuff. Okay. Let's Codex Sinaiticus. Okay. So let's check this one out. It's Codex Sinaiticus. Let's see what else. Oh, it's the same thing. Is a manuscript of the Christian Bible in the middle of the 4th century, contains the earliest complete copy of the Christian New Testament. Oh, so the Codex Sinaiticus is the earliest complete copy of the Christian New Testament. The handwritten text is in Greek. The New Testament appears in the original vernacular language, coin, and the Old Testament in the version known as the Septuagint. It was adopted by early Greek-speaking Christians. In the Codex, the text of both the Septuagint and the New Testament has been heavily annotated by a series of early correctors. The significance of the Codex Sinaiticus for the reconstruction of the Christian Bible's original text, the history of the Bible, and the history of the Western bookmaking is immense. Oh, okay. So it's one of the earliest books. Codex Sinaiticus, Book of Mark. Let's see what it says about Mark. What's missing from Codex Sinaiticus? What? Something is missing? Let's find out. Maybe the oldest complete New Testament will have some information for us. And I don't know what's taking so long. Oh, okay. 200 years. Okay, something. You pause it and read that. The text of Codex Sinaiticus differs in numerous instances from that of the authorized version of the Bible in use during Tischendorf's time. For example, the resurrection narrative at the end of Mark chapter 16, verse 9 through 20, is absent from the Codex Sinaiticus. So is the conclusion of the Lord's Prayer. Wait a minute. No problem. Before I keep reading further, let's check this out. For example, so see the text of the Codex Sinaiticus differs. Okay, so for example, the resurrection narrative at the end of Mark. Wait a minute. Let me check something out really quick. Is the Codex Sinaiticus? Oh, it is. It's the oldest New Testament. So that means when they were looking for Bibles, they was like, okay, well, we found this one. It has this sort of a date on it or something like that, however they determine. But Mark 16:9 through 20 is not in the Codex Sinaiticus, brothers and sisters. This is the King James Version. What's missing from the Codex Sinaiticus, the oldest New Testament? Did Rob write this? Nope. So the resurrection narrative at the end of Mark. So Mark 16, 9 through 20. Okay, so here's Mark 16, 9. Let's go right here. 9 through 20. Okay, we got that. So this isn't in the oldest Bible. So when you go back in time, or if you broke into a building and it had the Codex Sinaiticus and you wanted to read Mark chapter 16, verses 9 all the way through 20, it won't be there. But miraculously, it popped up in the King James Version. Well, that's weird, because I'm about to do something. I just hit red letter. Now, before we go check something out, what's missing in the oldest complete New Testament? Okay, the oldest complete New Testament. What? Just checking. Boop. What? No way. No way. Wait a minute. How's this possible? Wait a minute. No, wait. See, because Rob is not smart. Let me see. Codex Sinaiticus, oldest New Testament? Yep. And Mark 16, 9 through 20 is not in the oldest. But wait a minute. Red letter. Wait a minute. So if in the oldest New Testament, Jesus didn't say this, who put that there? So now by every right, I have to go and say, well, maybe everything Jesus said isn't true. Because if you could just throw this in. All right. So there's people who, get mad at how I present information. Hey, so what? For you brothers and sisters who believe in Jesus, sucks to be you. Okay. Where's that post? Let me show you something. Somebody. Oh no. Let me see if I can find it. Apocalypse definition. Apocalypse. Oh, here, look. So when people say the apocalypse is coming, right? An apocalypse. Thank you, sis, for putting this out there. Eclectic. An apocalypse, meaning uncovering. Translated literally from Greek, is a disclosure of knowledge. Wait a minute. I thought the apocalypse was UFOs coming to shoot laser beams out of their laser beam spaceships. I thought the apocalypse was like the movie San Andreas, where like hurricanes and earthquakes are going to happen all at once and stuff. Okay, so look, the apocalypse is a disclosure of knowledge. Oh, you mean like how we're finding out things like Mark 16, 15 through 18 is false because Jesus said it, but when you go to the oldest New Testament, it's not even in there? What? Okay. You mean apocalypse, a disclosure of knowledge? You mean like how Jesus got 2 birthdays? And now they're trying to justify Jesus, they're trying to literally say, well, maybe Herod lived 10 years later. And maybe Cyrenius lived 10 years earlier. They're willing to do that for Jesus. Okay. Oh, you want to slide around that? Who's Jesus' daddy? What? Nobody knows? What is the purpose of the lineage in Mark 1 if that's not his father? What about Luke 3? It says Joseph. And some people say, no, it's the father-in-law. Man, get out of here. So the apocalypse is a disclosure of knowledge, i.e., a lifting of veil or revelation. In religious contexts, it is usually a disclosure of something hidden. Oh, you mean like how Jesus be teaching the Kabbalah? A vision of heavenly secrets that can make sense of earthly realities. Oh, okay. So pretty much is a disclosure of knowledge, so like how they have a whole bunch of debates and things like that to where people just watch certain things, whatever platforms that are on YouTube. And a lot of people watch stuff like that and they watch videos and they get knowledge. They say, oh, I never knew that. Okay. So a disclosure of information. Okay. A flood of information is just coming out of nowhere, and people are like, how is Jesus real? Okay, so that's all an apocalypse is. Okay, so once again, brothers and sisters, if you go to Ephesians 2:15, it says that he did away with the law, and that's how he made the Moabites and Ammonites able to be into the congregation, because he made he made the people one. So Jesus trying to recreate the one world government society. Jesus is part of the Illuminati. That's the title of the video. Jesus is part of the Illuminati, because the Illuminati, that's what the YouTube says, right? YouTube says, videos on YouTube say the Illuminati is trying to create a one world government so they could put the chip in your hand. You can open up doors and your medical history and stuff like that, right? It's all in the grain of rice, the chip. Well, the chip is here, they put the chip in our credit cards. Anyway, so let me stop. Brothers and sisters, keep the commandments, okay? Jesus is fake idolatry. Jesus is in the Illuminati, all right? Because he tries to create a one world system, right? Like the Tower of Babel, all right? So, brothers and sisters, Jesus, Ephesians 2:15 say he got rid of the law. But Matthew 5 says that he didn't come to change the law. The Codex Sinaiticus is the oldest New Testament. Weird that certain aspects of the New Testament is not in there. But when you read the added parts, like it would be, I probably would have let it slide if it didn't contain red letter. But it contains red letter. So how do we even know everything else that's red letter was actually spoken by Jesus, even if you believe that Jesus is real? All right. And this is for the one brother who we went at it and then we got back cool. And I know you think that Jesus was a Torah teacher, but brother, Ephesians 2:15 literally shuts that theory down, brother. Okay? Think about it. Ephesians 2:15. You cannot teach the Torah and try to get rid of the law. There's no way. Okay? You will be put to death. Jesus was put to death maybe for that. But his sins, he didn't die for the sins of Israel. Okay, this is weird. All right. So brothers and sisters, thank you for the support. I know the Most High is working with y'all, because the Most High is working with me. people, it's not like we're coming together like we're building a community out in the open, out physical, but we are building mental and spiritual bridges with each other, so that we can always walk across, since we have the internet, okay, we can walk across those bridges and meet up with ideas to say, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? So thank you, brothers and sisters, for showing me things that I might not have tripped on. And also, I might have showed you guys things that you might not have tripped on. And when people force me into a corner, I will fight my way out of it. Also, a lot of people are lucky, but, you know, a lot of people aren't really down for the crown like that. You know, like someone like Judah Natsura, me and that, like a year worth of battling back and forth. Okay, like the guy, you know, I mean, people, you know, like to say a lot of stuff about him. It's like they say a lot of stuff about me, but you gotta, you know, a lot of people don't want those problems, you know, that come with, you know, saying things to Judah Natsura. You know, everybody can learn from somebody, and you learn a lot by when you fight with people. You know, you learn how far people are willing to fight for what they believe in. And I give Judah respect for that. I give him respect. So, Judah, you got my respect. You know, I know we still differ on some issues, but, you know, that ain't got nothing to do with this Jesus fellow, the Jesus God. I'll put everything down that, you know. So, you know, through the power of the Most High, brothers and sisters, I know a lot of people don't like, there's a lot of people who say, I don't like Rob. There's a lot of people who say, I don't like Judah. There's a lot of, you know, whatever. But if the Most High is willing to make a brother like Judah say, man, forget what we going through, to smash Jesus is more important, I give him respect. Okay? That's why I'm back on the Jesus the Jesus stomp out. All right? So, let me see what else. So you Christians on the Debate Talk for You platform, Brother Sal, yeah, a lot of the Christians on the Debate Talk for You platform, they scared to debate Rob. So they say things like it's a waste of time. They say things like Rob doesn't know anything. Well, that's pretty weird, because I give people the same respect that they give me. And you know what's funny? I give Israel Doctrine and Judah Natsura, I give them more Debate Talk for You respect than Josh and Jason. Okay? So far, debate, you know, Israel Doctrine, when I asked him a question, at least he went to the script, you know, he didn't come out his vain opinion like Josh. He didn't, Jason really tried to do a Christian sermon, okay, and Israel Doctrine, he tried. It was just, you know, off. He tried though, but that's what believing in Jesus will get you. You know, it'll put you in confusion. All right. So as far as, you know, the people who I debated, you know, the person on the bottom is Jason. This person on the second to the bottom is Josh, and who comes in second is Israel Doctrine, and who comes in first is Judah Netzura. So you Christians who are out there on Debate Talk For You platform saying things like it's not worth your time to debate Rob, that's pretty weird. As I showed you the views on there, when the other brothers have debates or discussions, they have X amount of views, but then when Rob's on the platform, it's a little bit different because Rob brings a different type of fight to the table because of the brothers and sisters who stand behind him, who stand with him. And also we have the power of the Most High in his words, the Torah and the Tanakh, which cannot be defeated whatsoever because the Torah is living